this video, we'll discuss security and some recommended methods you can use to secure your app. At Tadabase, security is our top priority and the cornerstone of all development and procedures we undertake. Before we get started, it's important to note that security is a shared responsibility, and at Tadabase we give you the tools necessary to secure your app. There are 3 types of security you can implement: app security, user login and auditing security, and page and record security. Let's begin with app security. In the Settings tab, under Security Settings, you can enable auto-logouts. When this setting is enabled, users will be logged out of the app after a chosen period of inactivity. Here, you can create a custom message to notify the user that they have been logged out due to inactivity. Next, you can set the complexity of the password you want your users to comply with. You can set the minimum amount of characters, as well as add any of these options by enabling them. If a user signs up with a password that does not meet your security criteria, they will receive an error message detailing the character requirements. You can also choose to allow or block specific IP addresses from accessing your app by entering the IP addresses in the box below. Additionally, you can set a custom message for when a user visits your page from an IP that's not allowed to view your app. Now let's talk about user login auditing. A recommended way to secure your app is by logging who logs into your app. You can set this up in the Users tab under Settings. By selecting Log All User Logins, your app will create a record in the logs anytime someone logs into your app. By default, login logs contain 4 fields: user email, type, created date, and username. The type field represents whether the event is a login or logout, and the created date is recorded as the time the event occurred. You can add additional details about the user, including host information, which is more details about their browser, the user's public IP address, and the user's physical address. When logging the physical address, if the user's GPS is not enabled, or they've blocked the browser from seeing their location, this will appear as blank. Unless you choose Required, which won't allow them to log in without a valid address being passed to the server. You can also choose a custom error message when this occurs by adding text here. Finally, let's discuss page and record security. Each page in your app can be secured by modifying the settings of the page and selecting which user roles can see this page. You can also restrict which records can be viewed by each logged-in user using data conditions. Please see our Working with Users video series for an in-depth look on securing records by users.